Hello and welcome everyone to the Q&A for Liberate Your Self-Worth through Kundalini. 40 days to heal patterns in your chakras and ignite your authentic power. I'm Ann Patricio and I'm with the Shift Network. I'm honored to be your host as we explore the teachings of Gloria Latham and address questions about her new course, Liberate Your Self-Worth through Kundalini, which begins on Tuesday, December the 3rd at 12 noon Pacific. Now, if you're unable to join us live, you can still participate in this course. I'll explain more about that later, but first, I want to introduce my guest. Gloria Latham worked as a licensed pharmacist for almost 10 years before discovering true health through the practice of yoga and meditation. She's one of the most influential forces in yoga teacher training globally and is best known for her programs that help students break through barriers. She's also known for her high-vibing yoga raves. As the director of yoga teacher training at Semper Viva International College of Yoga, she and her team offer Yoga Alliance certified teacher trainings in Canada, Europe, Asia, and Mexico. Welcome, Gloria. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Anne. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Well, we're going to spend the rest of our time together exploring questions that have been coming in for Gloria as we prepare for her video course, Liberate Your Self-Worth through Kundalini, 40 days to heal patterns in your chakras and ignite your authentic power, which begins Tuesday, December the 3rd. So I'd like you to go over and visit our website, liberateyourselfworth.com. That's liberateyourselfworth.com. You can learn all about this 6-module course and find a link to register as well. So let's get started with some questions. So first, I'd love to know, how has Kundalini Yoga and your personal practice supported your life and your goals?
Oh, Kundalini Yoga has been life-changing for me. I fell into Kundalini Yoga at a time in my life that was very stressful. And, it was just the usual stuff of life. I was raising a young family, running a business, financial pressure, sick family members, nothing that is that unusual. But I just wasn't coping. And Kundalini Yoga gave me the tools and techniques to manage my stress and really start to love my life again. So I went from complete overwhelm and teetering on the verge of burnout to probably doing far more than I was doing at that time, but not experiencing the stress and anxiety around all of it. So it put me on an incredible path of personal transformation. And because I was so passionate about the work, it became this compulsion to share with others. So what started out as me just watching a simple 15-minute video on yoga turned into an international college of teacher training and 4 yoga studios in Vancouver, and sharing this work online with thousands of students across the globe. And I just became so passionate about it. It really has become a life path for me.
Thank you for that. We have a few questions that have come in asking how can practicing Kundalini Yoga help us in reaching our full potential?
Well, the goal of all yoga is to release your Kundalini energy, and your Kundalini energy is your potential. It's your untapped potential that we awaken through practice. And the Kundalini yogis will say that you can awaken that energy so much more quickly through these particular practices, through the practice of Kundalini Yoga. It's not the only way to awaken it, but we like to say it's a bit of a fast track. And part of that has to do with the simplicity of the practice. It's so easy for anybody to do. So your Kundalini energy is your untapped potential laying dormant within you. And so it's these practices that wake you up to step into your potential.
And how does Kundalini Yoga vary and differ from other yoga practices that people might be aware of or familiar with?
Well, as I just mentioned, Kundalini Yoga is beautiful in its simplicity. So it truly is a practice that anybody can do. there's no, you don't need to keep up with flow because you're doing the same movements repetitively for, it might be for a certain number of repetitions or for a period of time, and then you stop and move on to the next repetition of a particular movement. I'm not even going to call them a pose. So depending on how intense you want to make the practice, you can stop, you can stop and start at any time. Basically, it's far easier to stop and start the practice at any time than when you're following, say, a vinyasa flow type of a practice. So there aren't specific poses. It's breath and movement. It's a very freeing movement. And yeah, I mean, the biggest difference really is how simple it is and how we incorporate this powerful breath in a lot of the work, the breath of fire that really ignites your third chakra. And third chakra is a big component. Third chakra activation is a big component in releasing your Kundalini energy. And it's a big component of this course as well, because it's your activation of your it's through third chakra activation that you begin this process of stepping into your potential and healing your low self-worth. So the practice of Kundalini Yoga has simple movements, very powerful breath technique. We incorporate mantra, and that has a tremendous effect on your hypothalamus, on your brain chemistry. I mean, you're really affecting tremendous internal change because you're working to release the Kundalini energy to awaken you, and that energy also balances your chakra system. So it gives you full access to all of the gifts of the chakras. It's pretty powerful stuff, but it's very simple as well. It's very, very simple to do, and you can lessen the intensity or dial it up if you want to. And one of the best things about Kundalini Yoga is that nobody looks good doing it. So it's very freeing. So you can really let that competitive part of you go and just allow yourself to get lost into this practice, to lose yourself so that you can truly find yourself.
Say more about that. Nobody looks good doing it. Very curious about that.
Right. So, well, as I said, that in the hatha practices or the vinyasa practices, you've got these beautiful poses to work on. You've got, your triangle pose, you've got warrior, you've got half moon, you've got these beautiful shapes that you're putting the body in. And in Kundalini Yoga, you might be in standing and just shaking your arms for 15 minutes, or you might be running on the spot, or, it's doing these adrenal twists. Actually, this is one of my absolute favorite exercises is the adrenal twist, where you bring the arms up and you inhale as you twist left and exhale as you twist. My chair is twisting with me, so it's awkward for me to show you, but inhale left and exhale right. That's a beautiful, beautiful, simple exercise that is so nourishing for the adrenal glands. So that's something that's so simple that anybody can do. And there's nothing graceful or beautiful about it, but it feels so good on the inside. And that's why we say it's humbling. The practice might look a little bit awkward or strange from the outside, but inside it feels amazing.
Thank you. So we've had a few questions come in about the practice. This one says, I've taken a Kundalini yoga class and found it really physically challenging. What level of fitness is required for me to take this class?
You can definitely make the Kundalini Yoga class challenging, but you can also pull back at any point. So now, for the purposes of the online course, the one thing I do recommend is that women who are pregnant don't participate, because I'd like to be able to offer that extra bit of guidance and support for someone who is pregnant. But other than that, anybody can do the practice. It's just that you wouldn't do as many repetitions. For example, if we were doing squats, if we were doing 26 of these yogic or Kundalini Yoga squats called frog pose, Instead of doing 26, you could do 2 or 3 and then stop and rest. It really doesn't matter. The main thing is that when you stop, to not check out of the practice, to stay focused on the breath, or if we're working with mantra, to stay focused on the mantra. And that on its own, just staying fully engaged in the practice through working on moving prana through the breath and mantra, that will still give you tremendous benefit. So people of all levels can absolutely do this practice.
Thanks, Gloria. So another one about the practice. It sounds like we'll be moving. How can we take a Kundalini yoga class online?
We'll definitely be moving. And these particular classes are what I refer to as an adapted style of Kundalini yoga. So if someone's used to practicing traditional Kundalini yoga as taught by Yogi Bhajan, this is going to be a little bit different. It's based on a lot of Yogi Bhajan's work, but there's more added to this. And the classes there's enough instruction within the class for you to follow along, but the main thing is for you to really learn how to respect and honor your body. So I give you lots of instruction in our very first lesson of the course on how to modify poses or modify the movements to keep your body safe, and how to dial down the intensity or ramp it up if that's what you're after. So there's lots of guidance for you. We can absolutely do this work together online.
Great. So this question's asking, I've heard Kundalini is an intense, fiery, even erotic energy, and I'm a little afraid of it. The way you describe it, it doesn't sound that way. What am I missing here?
The way I see and understand Kundalini is it is your true potential. It's the truth of who you are, who you're here to be. So it's you. That's nothing to, it's your potential. There's nothing scary about stepping into your potential. The energy already exists inside you. So it's already there. It's you. You're fully stepping into you, who you truly are, and who you're here to be. And that's exciting. There's nothing scary about that.
This question says, I've studied a lot of modalities that are supposed to help me bypass my negative inner tapes, but they don't seem to stick. How does Kundalini help in the long term?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think when people are trying to move to a more positive mind state, they're usually trying to work simply with their mind, even doing things like repeating positive affirmations. And it feels like most of the work is being done, from the neck up. And what we do in Kundalini Yoga is we dig deep into the level of the subconscious, and we do it through movement. So I like to put it this way: you move your body so you can change your mind, so you can change your life. It's this physical practice, this physical movement that changes how you feel almost instantly. And it's when you create that change, it changes your actions. That's how you truly create change in your life. When you feel different, you are going to show up differently in your life. And when you start showing up differently, it's like this positive, you create more positive changes in your life. You start to feel more positive. You're not trying to, for instance, even with positive affirmations, if I'm working really hard to feel positive, feel better using positive affirmations, they don't really work unless I truly believe them. And if I'm not feeling good, I'm not even going to be able to get myself to repeat them. So that's just the mind working with the mind. It doesn't work. You're using the mind to try to change your mind. So with this practice, we're working on the level of the body to change the mind. And what happens is, I touched on this release of this Kundalini energy, which is really the point of all yoga. You raise that energy. Well, what happens when you raise that energy? It stimulates your pituitary gland and your pineal gland. So you're actually changing your brain chemistry. And this changes your perception, your outlook on life. And that is huge. That is a powerful transformation when you change your outlook on life.
Thank you. This one ties in a bit with what you're saying. What type of commitment is required from me to experience the level of healing and expansion? And I'll add the brain transformation that you're talking about.
I think the most important thing is to have consistency in practice. Now, in the course that we're going to be doing together, what I'm going to help you establish is a consistent daily practice. And that's by working through one of the 3 keys to personal transformation in this course. And there are three main aspects or 3 keys to personal transformation I work with. One, I just explained to you, is moving the physical body. And the second one is working through 40-day cycles of meditation to help you create new life-affirming habits. And we're going to work with a 40 days of meditation to help you develop consistency in your mind-body practices. This is what you need. You need consistency. You need to learn to show up for yourself every single day. And even just showing up for yourself for a couple of minutes a day will have a tremendous effect on your life, but you got to learn to show up. So I'm going to help you learn how to show up for yourself.
And what would it look like if we're showing up for ourselves, Gloria?
This is big, because when you show up for yourself, you build back trust and faith in yourself. That's when you become fearless. You cannot seize opportunities. The universe can deliver everything you need. It could all be right there in front of you. But if you don't trust in yourself, have faith in yourself, believe in yourself, you'll never take that step forward and engage with what the universe has sitting right there for you to embrace.
Thank you. So we are here with Gloria Latham, learning about her course, Liberate Your Self-Worth through Kundalini, which begins Tuesday, December the 3rd. Please log on to liberateyourselfworth.com for all the details and a link to register. And we'll get back to your questions. I want to thank everybody for sending in such great questions. Is this geared to yoga teachers or students or anyone who is interested in the subject?
I would say this particular course is most beneficial for anybody going through some sort of transition or really wanting to create some change in their life. It's not specific to yoga teachers. Yoga teachers will absolutely benefit from this work, but this work is accessible to anyone looking to create change or needing support going through a major transition. This is how you build back trust and faith in yourself. You reclaim your self-worth and you step into your potential.
So this asks, how does your work differ from your teacher's Gurmukh Kaur Khalsa?
Gurmukh's, first of all, I love her dearly. She's been an incredible mentor for many, many years and a beautiful, great friend. Her work is based on the teachings of Yogi Bhajan. So the Kriyas, the exercise sets that you will see her teach, are the exact Kriyas given by Yogi Bhajan. And the coursework or the classes I offer you are what I keep referring to as this adapted style of Kundalini Yoga, meaning it draws from that tradition, but there are other elements to it.
Thank you. We do have a question about Kriyas. Can you tell us about Kriyas, what they are and how they'll fit into this course?
So Kriyas are specific sets of exercises to produce a specific desired result. So you do a set sequence of, again, poses, not so much poses as movements to create a specific result. So for instance, in one of the modules, we're going to work on addiction and compulsive behaviors. And there is a specific sequence of movements that we can use to help you overcome compulsive behaviors, whether that's scrolling on hours in social media or perfectionism and workaholism. There is a root cause to this that's based on a weakness in the chakra system. So that's what we can address through these set sequences. Now, it's not just the movement. There's also each Kriya begins with an opening mantra. There's the breath work. There's mantra we might use throughout the class. There's deep relaxation at the end and a meditation that accompanies each and every one of these Kriyas that you'll be experiencing. And there's 6 in total.
Okay, so how do we know if we might have a disconnection or a break in our chakras as you were talking?
Well, how do you feel? So, how do you feel right now? What's your energy like? Do you feel lit up, inspired, or are you dragging yourself around? Do you feel at your best? Each and every one of the chakras has particular gifts that it gives us when it's in balance. So we do have a particular weakness in a particular chakra will show up in different ways. For instance, when the 3rd chakra is weak, we lose our power. We have a poor sense of self. We have poor digestion. We have a lack of commitment, lack of willpower, lack of courage. So that relates to 3rd chakra. So if those things are showing up in your life, if you don't see things through, if you don't have a strong sense of your self-worth, that's a 3rd chakra imbalance.
Thank you. So a little bit about the affirmations you were talking about. Are mantras just magic words, or is there something more to them? How do they really work?
How do they really work? So a few things happen with mantra. When you repeat a mantra, one of the things that's quite significant is it helps to regulate your breathing pattern. And when you calm the breath, you calm the mind. So we're using the mantra to create this calming effect on the mind. But something else that happens is when you repeat the mantra, the tip of the tongue stimulates meridian points on the roof of your mouth. And this stimulates the hypothalamus. So you're, again, affecting your brain chemistry through repetition of mantra.
Great. Thank you so much. So we do have time for a few more questions and we'll get to those. But before I take them and share them with Gloria, I want to give a few details about Liberate Your Self-Worth through Kundalini, 40 days to heal patterns in your chakras and ignite your authentic power. So this is going to be a transformative 40 days with Gloria, where you'll bring yourself back to center and to your true essence. The 6-module course takes place on Tuesdays at noon Pacific, starting December the 3rd. And note that there are 2 sessions in the first week of the course. That's Tuesday, December 3rd and Thursday, December 5th. Then we continue with a session each week following that for a total of 5 weeks, 40 days with Gloria. We do skip the weeks of Christmas and New Year's holidays, just so you know. And if for any reason you're unable to join us live, you won't miss the teachings. You'll receive audio and video replays, transcripts, handouts through our course homepage, which is our virtual classroom. Also, I like to remind you that we offer a no-risk money-back guarantee on all of our courses to make sure you absolutely love it. And as an added option, all participants are welcome to connect to a private Facebook community group where you'll stay connected with one another and share your experience through this 40 days. Now, everyone who registers receives the Liberate Your Self-Worth through Kundalini bonus collection. This includes 3 video teachings from Gloria. One is called The Blame Game. The second, Healing Your Relationships. And the 3rd video teaching is called A Fresh Start. And when you register by midnight Pacific, November the 23rd, you'll receive this special bonus. Find your passion and purpose with Kundalini Yoga. This is also a video teaching from Gloria. Your purpose is already encoded in you, in your Kundalini energy. Gloria Latham shares how the practice of Kundalini Yoga helps you unlock that energy so that you get to know yourself intimately and start living into goals that are fully aligned with your soul. So, Gloria, I'd love to hear, with this course coming up, what are you most looking forward to sharing with the students that take this journey with you?
Well, the whole reason behind this course was because I've worked with now thousands of students across the globe, and I've been lucky enough not only to work with students online, but also in person, and to see these incredible, incredible people with so much potential not really see and own their worth. So this is a journey that helps you get out of your own way, and that excites me. It's a beautiful gift to help people really step into who they are. So what am I most excited about? That for people to really own who they are, to get out of their own way and really live their life fully.
Thank you. This person says, I suffer from depression and I'm interested to explore Kundalini practices, but some days I can't get out of bed. What's the easiest and most effective way I can make my first step in this practice?
Well, there is no simple answer for someone who suffers from depression. I don't want to say there's no simple answer. I want to say that there are many things that you can do to help yourself feel better, and even taking that first step and getting on the mat and doing even a tiny bit of practice, a little bit of movement is very helpful. But you want to create your support network. You want to make sure, if you're not even wanting to get out of bed in the morning, for sure, moving your body is going to help you for sure. But also engaging a therapist, engaging supportive friends, doing all of the things that are beneficial, and start moving your body it absolutely will help you change your state of mind.
And do students need any special equipment to take your course?
No, there's absolutely nothing required. You just, ideally, if you have a yoga mat, that's fantastic, but that's about all you need. I do have some self-inquiry work that comes with each and every one of the practices. You'll have worksheets that'll be delivered to you that you can print them off, or really they're very simple questions that you'll be asked. So you could even just get yourself a journal. So have a pen and paper handy while we're doing the classes, and that's all you need.
Thanks, Gloria. This question is, how can Kundalini practices help me break through where I'm stuck in my life? I often hear myself telling the same old stories, the same old excuses.
Well, one of the most powerful aspects of the practice is how it increases your awareness. And when you start to see very clearly what you've been doing to yourself, this is your opportunity for change. We're going to do an entire lesson around this, around personal responsibility, where you see what your patterns are and you learn through particular chakra activation exactly how you can create change. So we're going to work on the level of the body to break these patterns. And I'm very excited about that particular class.
I live in an area that has been heavily impacted by fires recently, and the air has been thick with smoke. As I understand that breathwork is essential for Kundalini practice, how does smoky or otherwise polluted air impact these practices? And how can I practice safely when air quality is bad?
Well, the practices have actually helped to strengthen your lung capacity, and they're also very, very cleansing. So I'm assuming you're not going to be practicing outside, and hopefully the fires are more and more under control and you've got fairly good air quality within your home, but they're incredibly detoxifying and cleansing and strengthening for the body. So you only stand to benefit from doing the work.
Thank you. Gloria, can you share, since you've been teaching so many people for so long, maybe a story about someone who has done this work with you and maybe what they've experienced in their self-worth and their growth in this area?
Mm-hmm. There is a beautiful woman I've been working with for many, many years, and she's gone through a lot. And I think this work has really empowered her not only to get stronger personally, which is the first step, but then also to share these practices with others. She really had to up her self-care game. She, through neglect and this constant taking care of other people and really being there for everyone all the time, reached a real low point. She ended up suffering from cancer, and she's a survivor, though. She is a survivor, and she really taught herself a lot about self-care, and she's made it her mission to teach others as well. So she's a true inspiration, and she kept practicing throughout all of her treatments, through her entire healing journey. Just even thinking about her really blows me away. She's an amazing woman.
Thanks, Gloria. So we have one about prosperity. What are some of the yogic teachings on prosperity?
Well, one of the modules in the course does a lot of heart chakra activation, and the heart chakra is important for finding balance in your life, in balance and abundance in all areas of your life. So what we want to be able to establish is not to just go after ego-centered goals, but to go after heart-centered goals, which give us prosperity and abundance in every area of our life. When you're going after goals that are fully aligned with the truth of who you are, when they're heart-centered goals, you cannot fail, and you will experience prosperity and abundance in every area of your life. It's when you go after ego-driven goals that you may appear as a success to others, but you'll never experience true fulfillment. So we're going to explore prosperity from a whole other angle, and it's connected. We're going to explore it through heart chakra activation and third chakra activation, and also first chakra activation, because it's fear that keeps us from really going after what you know that you deserve. You deserve to have more on every level in your life.
Can you give us a little example of heart-centered versus ego-centered? What that might feel like?
So an ego-centered goal is one that you go after purely to prove your worth to others, to look good in the eyes of others, although you may not even know that you're doing it because it's become such a pattern. So that's when you're going after the wrong goals, and going after a goal like that eventually leads to burnout. It's not your path. You're not doing it for the right reasons. The heart-centered goal might not make sense to anybody else. Other people might understand why you're going after this goal, but it's the one that's right and true for you, and it will bring you success and fulfillment, true success and true fulfillment.
Thank you. This person asks, does Kundalini practice conflict with any religion?
No, Kundalini Yoga, as all yoga practice, will strengthen whatever faith you already have. It does not conflict with religion.
Thank you, Gloria. Well, this has been a great time together. I want to thank everyone for submitting questions and for being with us today. Liberate Your Self-Worth Through Kundalini begins Tuesday, December the 3rd. Again, please visit liberateyourselfworth.com. That's liberateyourselfworth.com to learn more about this course and to register. And if you do so by midnight, November the 23rd, you'll get that special bonus, a video recording by Gloria called Find Your Passion and Purpose with Kundalini Yoga. Gloria, do you have any final words for our listeners? Anything for anyone who might be feeling called to join you for this class?
Thank you, Anne. I'm truly passionate about sharing this work with you. As I mentioned, I've seen thousands and thousands of students over the years that truly have so much potential, and to be able to step into that potential, they need to learn how to own their worth. And so this is the journey that we're going to take together, and it's so simple. It's so simple to do, and yet so powerful. This is your opportunity to get out of your own way and the system to do it is so different than anything you've ever tried before, but it's powerful and it works fast, and you can feel better almost immediately. So I'm super excited to share it with you. I hope you'll join me for the journey. We're starting on December 3rd, so be ready.
Yes. Thanks so much, Gloria. Thanks everyone for being with us. It was great having you here. On behalf of all of us here at the Shift Network, I wish you well. We look forward to having you on this course or on one in the future. Be well.